Hey, what's up, you guys? oldmps here with episode 18. There we go, 18. See, I remembered it. Anyways, today is the answers video, so yay. So that means I'm probably not gonna build most of the track, much of the track at least. Anyway, so last time I got it all the way over here, and now we're gonna build the track back up. But let's go ahead and start the questions. How do you get rid of all the black lines and make it so smooth? It's pretty easy once you get a hang of it. It's all you have to do is whenever you have a black line, let me make one real quick so you guys can see. 1 second. Whenever you have a black line, it looks kind of like this. Well, you can't do it as well with these because these props work really well and you can't really see the lines too much. But it looks something like this. And even though, I mean, obviously this one's gonna be bumpy, but like with the inclines, it'll be smooth but look like that, like the props jutting out like that. The easiest way to doing that is either angling the prop up, but if you're going in a downhill section, you can't obviously do that, or just lower the prop down to where the black line's on the other side of the prop, so when you're racing it, you don't see the black line. That's pretty much it. What do you think Halo 4 forging will be compared to Halo Reach asked by Forge Playlist? I think it's going to be a little bit more complex. I think they're going to try doing something bigger than Forge World. I can tell that, when everybody was kind of disappointed because they kept bragging about how big Forge World was, and everybody was like, well, it's not that big. I think they're going to try to make up for their screw-up with Forge World, like with it being so small compared to what they had over-exaggerated to be. I think they're going to try topping it, like probably making it a much bigger Forge World type of map, and perhaps multiple Forge Worlds instead of just this one place having tons of different maps that are all like really easy to build roller coasters on. Kind of like how Halo 3 had, like, most of the maps were sandbox, but you also had a couple maps that were in Foundry. At least I think that's what the name was. So I believe they're probably gonna do that. They're probably gonna have a couple of new things we've never seen before. I'm assuming they're gonna try to make it to where you can have a lot more props and a lot more money, so you can forge more extensive maps because they really like the creativity aspect. So they're probably gonna try increasing that. The only reason why they really have money and stuff like that on this game is so, like, the more expensive props are actually the props that take up more render, more render. I can't say that because you guys don't understand that, but take more power to render, pretty much. And so I'm assuming they're gonna try to make it to the where the game can handle way more than this, because I mean, with Halo 3. Forge was a big success. They wanted to expand it in Halo Reach. And with Halo Reach, Forge is pretty much one of the main aspects of the game now. So I think they're going to try pushing it a little bit more forward. That's probably why we haven't had a Forge VDOC yet. Oh, that's ugly. Is because they're probably still working on it. I wouldn't doubt it. So I wouldn't expect one until June. Because, I mean, they didn't release the Forge World VDOC until like 2 months ahead of Reach coming out. So, yeah. So that's my theory on the Forge World of Halo 4. I mean, there's absolutely no way in God's name they can get rid of Forge. Because Forge is like more like an essential part of Reach now. It's of all Halo games. It's kind of what first really kind of a game company to do that is Halo. Or Bungie, I guess you can say. Even though they're not Bungie, they're still trying to live up to the Bungie name, which I think a lot of them are trying to do. So, probably gonna well, let me say, what am I saying? Probably. We're definitely gonna have Forge, but most likely it'll probably be, something a little bit better than what we have currently. Okay, so the next question from, Yonker. Wait, no, okay, wait, sorry, I skipped one. What is your gamer tag? Asked by Jaster X. What's your gamer tag mean? Okay, so this is gonna probably take up the large portion of the probably video. So I'm probably gonna have to split the questions video up into two. I wouldn't be surprised, because I mean there's a lot of really good questions. So this one is really long. Okay, so when I was really young, my friend wanted me to create a Neopets account, and so I went on to Neopets, and she was gonna like, oh yeah, it's so much fun, you're gonna enjoy it. I'm like, okay, sure, just make me a fucking account. She's like, so what's your name gonna be? I'm like, I don't know. Just pick one. She's like, alright. So, like, the name was Jack Jumped Over the Candlestick Cat Dog 49 something. I don't remember it anymore because I gave up. And, like, the password was something ridiculously impossible to remember. But I didn't even think about it. So I played the game for like what was it? A couple of days, like, because I never signed off. And then it was like, one day I got on and I was automatically signed off. So I went to go sign in. And like I lost all my Neo points. I was so pissed off. I was like, man, I worked my butt off, and I was gonna buy like some special brush for my Neopet, and I was like, yeah, I remind you guys, I was 8. So yeah, that was a long time ago. That was back when I was into childish games, I guess you could say. But so that was like insanely disappointing to me. So I was like, damn it, I wanted that so bad. So I was gonna have to create another account. So I went on to create an account. So I clicked 3 random letters, and the 3 random letters happen to be MPS. So for like about 2 months or 3 months, I learned how to hack, and I hacked Neopets. I didn't like hack the game legitimately. Like I got like 4 million Neo points by hacking it, and they banned my account. So in order, like, cause I had like all my stuff in my shop. So in order to get all my stuff and like sell it off real quick, just so I can get it to my friends, I went ahead and created another account called oldmps, and I took it all and I sold it off. It was like a black market. I do this with a lot of games. I create black markets. Very good at that kind of stuff. And pretty much sold off all of the props on my other account because I bought it off of that, and with once again hacking it and getting a lot of money. And then I sold it all off like dirt cheap to everybody, so it can be out like in the system because I wanted it to be out. And that account never got banned. Honest to God, I don't know why, I don't know how, it just never got banned. And the name kind of just stuck after that. So after, sorry, this one's off angle. So after that, just every time I made an account, it was always old MPS, and because it was originally gonna be MPS with all my accounts, but then like MPS is too short now. Like back then, it was like 3-letter words were okay, but now it has to be 6 at the minimum. So I make the minimum barely, and that's what I always sign in as. So if you ever see an account that says MPS or old MPS, assume it's me because it probably is. Like I have one on like a video, I do a couple MMOs off my free time. Like, I go play MMOs because I really enjoy those. Like I'm really big into Mabinogi, and I'll probably, like, my account name is old MPS. So just go ahead and solve that long ass question that a lot of people ask. Okay. So, what was the next one? What do you think? What are you most excited about Halo and Halo 4? Uh, Probably Forge. I mean, come on, seriously, that's pretty obvious. I think a lot of people are excited about Forge. We want to know what it is because we don't know what it's gonna be yet, and hopefully it's really advanced and cool, and we can build a lot more. I'm also looking forward to some new game types. I really hope they go all out and make a lot of really cool game types. Like, inventing the insane game type. Like, they also have a chess game type, too, which is cool. So, yeah. So, hopefully that's what they do, and I can't wait. What is your favorite type of track, and what do you look for in tracks? Okay, that one's gonna be long. My favorite type of tracks are roller coasters, but roller coasters that show a challenge, that aren't just like a ooh so easy piece of cake kind of map. It's roller coasters that make it hard to race. Nothing that's insanely hard to the point where you can't reach the next checkpoint after you die 4 times. But something that if you're not watching your butt, you'll fly off the end of the track. And I love it when it's fast paced. When it's fast paced, and it's the jumps and everything are accurate. That's nice. The next thing I'll look for is a aesthetical theme. Because I love it. Like if you come up with a really good theme, it really, I just think it makes the track so much better. The only issue with aesthetics and themes is that people start to underlook how well made your track is. Like Miners Valley V3 was insanely smooth, but no one ever remembered it because it was so smooth. Everyone remembered it because it was a giant cave. So yeah, that's kind of the issue with building with aesthetics, is because people don't realize how smooth your map is. Your map gets underlooked. But if your map isn't smooth, I highly suggest doing it because you don't get noticed as much. Like if you come up with like a really good aesthetic theme and your map's kind of bumpy, not many people are going to notice because the theme's going to be so badass. So that's what I really look for. Wow, you're so good by Pro Forge Maps. I thought I answered questions before. Let's see. Okay. From XNJD1, he says, if there is one item, trick slash stunt you would ever use in future maps, what would it? From one of your older maps, what would it be and why? Oh, come on, now that one's just too easy. That would definitely be the Ring of Fire. That was one of my favorite creations. Sparky came up with the idea, and I made it come to life. I love saying that because it's true. Because if it wasn't for me, it would have never existed. Because I think a lot of people thought of doing a Ring of Fire, but no one could figure out how to do it. And I just got the balls and like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Because I saw like one of God's Regrets maps, and I saw he had a triggering pad. I'm like, I wonder if I triggered that and had landmines go around. And sure as hell, it worked. It didn't work too well, but it worked. So that's what matters. I hope I have it pointing this way. So we're gonna layer this with these, so we can get these props out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So the next question is, can you please show / tell us how to do a perfect corkscrew? You know, I would like to do a corkscrew in this map, but I don't have enough props for it. It does take up a lot of props. Corkscrews are actually really complicated. I mean, I thought they were easy myself when I first saw one. I was like, I gotta make one of those. And then I found out it wasn't that easy. Like, I made a whole entire map based around one, if you ever saw Old Screw. And it came out nice. I liked it. But the issue was, obviously, that that whole entire map was uphill except for the corkscrew itself. Which isn't exactly the best thing to do in the world. But, you know, the map was still fun, and it wasn't cheap in any way. I think it was well done. I mean, I didn't receive any hell from it. I thought a lot of people liked it. So, yeah. So, I'll do like a video, because I did Tornado, which, was my brother came up with while he was, not really thinking, right? He's like, what if you made like a tornado map? And then like, no, he didn't make a okay, 1 second. My brother said like, what if you put 2 corkscrews inside of each other? I'm like, you can't do that. And then like freaking Shadow Wolf, while we were building, what map was that? We were building a map together. I can't remember which map it was, but I know we were building one together. And he ended up saying like, oh, you know, I was thinking about making a tornado map. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. And then like my brother was mentioning the corkscrews like not even like 15 minutes earlier. I'm like, huh. So I went in and made Tornado Coaster, which is one of my most downloaded maps as of right now, which is kind of cool. So that one came out well. So, I mean, I'll try to do a video on the corkscrew one day. That's just not something you can explain in a video. So that's really it. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Sharkman000, what are the best pieces to use for making jumps in a track? I would have to say these guys right here. They seem to make it the easiest, the most accurate, but, I mean, I might just be biased, I don't know. That's just what I like to do a lot. I like to use those the most, because they seem to work the well, but I don't think there's any difference in it, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and push the questions video into episode 2. So, episode 19. So I'll see you guys later.